Greetings. My name is Karen Locke, and I wrote the book Self Compassion Day by Day, which is a collection of daily readings that are subscribed to the IFS Internal Family Systems model of living. And I wrote them partly for me so that I would have things that would be inspiring me each day. And I also wrote them and also sharing them in this book. And so, what I thought I'd do is maybe you pick a few during the week and just talk about how I'm applying them because I read them every day too. And so what I thought I would do is start with today's reading, and I will think about how I've applied this reading today. I'll just read a couple paragraphs of it and then think about that. So, Saturday, May 27th, reflection about changes. At times, it might be helpful to make a change in our lives. When we get stuck in a rut, it can seem to our parts like we aren't really awake or alive. Then we might cease to look around us, to notice what other people are experiencing, and to hear the sounds or smell the smells of our surroundings. Today, we may look around and listen and smell and notice what some parts might wish could be different. It could be something as small as moving a picture to a different wall or as big as wanting to move to a different country. Maybe we could find a prettier way to get to work or buy some flowers or a new piece of furniture. We might even wish we could try a different job or hobby. And so for me, that reading has been pretty helpful today. I sat down with it and I wrote in my journal just some ideas for, okay, so what would we like? What would I like to be different if I could just think of anything? So the first thing I thought of was, it is now summer in Minnesota. I have been mostly walking in the late afternoon in this winter and the spring because it was kind of nice out by then. It was a little bit warmed up, but now summer is going to be the exact opposite. It's going to maybe be a hot. And so I thought, well, I could change to walking in the morning maybe. And that immediately thought, and I would have to change bedtimes too because I haven't been getting up very early. So that's one of the changes that I thought of. And I'm going to have kind of run it by my parts and maybe even think about it for a couple days and see how that feels. Maybe even try it tonight. We'll see. Another thought that came to me is that right now I'm kind of doing something instead of playing a phone game. I tend to play Scrabble on my phone, and there's a lot of contests on there, and there's a lot of competition and a lot of thinking goes into it, but it really is just a phone game and it doesn't really serve too many purposes in my life or other people's lives. And so, and in some ways it's getting kind of boring, quite honestly. And so, I have parts that really want to say, let's not play that today. Let's think about not playing it, during the day or just maybe set a time, maybe like a half an hour or something when that would be okay. And then other times not do that. Partly that idea came from the fact that I accidentally left my phone someplace a couple nights ago. And in some ways it felt kind of nice not to have that. It's like, oh, I'm now doing one thing at a time. I'm only watching TV or I'm only reading a book, or rather than trying to do two things at the same time. Um, and then I also thought, well, I have a bird feeder for hummingbirds that the hummingbirds don't look very enthusiastic about. So maybe I should need to change the food or try to find some different kind of food to buy. And then I also thought, and my balcony doesn't look too nice because I don't have any flowers out there right now. So maybe buying more plants or more flowers would be nice. And it's interesting because all of those things are possibilities and they probably would be good for me. And I noticed that as soon as I started thinking about them, I started noticing the view outside. I started noticing, oh, the trees, they're waving this way and they're waving that way. And it looks kind of windy out there. And it looks beautiful because I look out at a lot of green from this apartment. So it's beautiful and nice. And these were things I wasn't noticing before. I was only thinking in my mind, like, oh, it's hot. Oh, I can't walk. So it is interesting that obviously now I'm more unblended from the parts that were thinking that and just kind of have a little bit more self energy in my body too. So that feels really good. So I intend to make more of these videos. If you're interested in getting more of them, you might want to subscribe to my channel. And I hope you have a good day. And I hope that the readings, then again, the book is called Self Compassion Day by Day. And it is available through Amazon and also through the IFS bookstore. in other bookstores possibly. And so, Self Compassion Day by Day by Karen Locke. Thanks for your interest, and I hope that you subscribe and I can do more videos. Thanks a lot. Bye.